Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in for another episode. We just got out to the lake, little later start than I wanted. I dropped the kids off at school and ended up having to do a couple errands, got a couple of phone calls that I had to take care of, just business related stuff. And now it's already a little after 10 o'clock. By the time I got to the lake, got out here, and we're just tying up some baits right now. But we want to try this guy out. This is the Berkley Driftwalker 110. So I've had a whole bunch of guys on the Berkley staff tell me that this is the hottest thing going right now with this fall period, especially on lakes that have really small bait fish. So up here in Wisconsin, that's one thing that we have, that we experience. I think this is more common probably in a lot of your more, say, upper Midwest, the northern part of the country, where you have a lot of lakes that don't have shad in them or don't have gizzard shad in them. The fish start keying in on a lot of small bait fish, and that's kind of what this was designed by Mr. Justin Lucas, who's on the back of the package. Really wanted a smaller profile topwater bait. So this is basically the size of a traditional jerkbait. It's 4 1/4 inches long. I think it's a half ounce. A half ounce is what it weighs. So not a real big topwater bait by any means. And it's made to kind of excel in clear water conditions in lakes where the fish are just keying in on those smaller bait fish. And in today's instance, we are both on a clear water fishery as well as a fishery that doesn't have any sort of larger forage species. So it should be good. I really don't have any experience with this one, so I'm excited to see how it performs. And hopefully we have not missed the topwater bite completely, being that it's the fall period. We should be able to catch them most of the day doing this, although we do have bluebird skies again. Not a dang cloud in the sky. It's been that way for the last 2 weeks. So let's see if we can catch a few, have a little bit of fun. It's always fun to catch them on topwater. I saw you come up behind it. Not a big one, but that was still pretty cool. Bigger than I thought he was when he came up behind it. It's so funny how, like, sorry buddy. That fish came out of a hole probably 15 foot of water, and he was right on that shade line. You know, it's so crazy how the shade line can act like an actual piece of cover from an ambush location. You know, we went down this bank and we're throwing the shade line. We had one bite back there on a shade line, now this one on a shade line, and it's an irregularity on the actual shade. Like, you can see this tall tree is creating this shade line that extends out. There's another shade line up there that extends out, and that last bite was on that shade line which extended out from the bank. Just something to pay attention to. Now, I mean, that's going to change throughout the day because the sun's going to reposition, but it's crazy how the shade lines can act as an actual piece of cover. And, you know, if we had all day long to do this, we'd probably be running it more. You're going to be able to find those extensions all over the place just based on where the sun's repositioning and what bank you're fishing. But just something to pay attention to. And that was the same thing. That fish, I saw him actually pull up behind it, and I let the bait sit there, gave it one twitch instead of walking it, and he blasted it. Oh, that's a good one. Fusion 19 got him in the back. I thought he'd be bigger than that. Smallmouth. That's why you want super sharp hooks. You are a long, skinny fish. I thought that was a good one. Came back for it. They want it fast and then they want it paused. There's another one with them. Let's see if we can do something. Oh, there's 3 of them with them. Oh, they're still down there. Uh-oh, one's going for it. Uh-oh. There's 3 more of them that were over there. That's a nice one for this lake. Anything over 2 pounds is a good one. Don't do it, fish. That was awesome. There were 3 more the same size. I had a tap. I thought I was going to double up there, but we didn't. Nice one. They really, you know, on these clear water lakes, a lot of times they want it so fast, and then you give them one quick stop and they'll come and blast it. That's exactly what that one did. And they've all hit it today on the pause. The other thing to note, guys, is anytime you're fishing a topwater, have a bait ready to throw back in. That's what I've got that wacky rig. I really thought I was going to double up there, and I didn't, but he did tap it. I just missed him. Oh, that was an awesome. Makes you wonder if the first one I missed, was that the same one that came back and blew up on it, or was that another one that was just in that wolf pack? I'll never know. I'll never know. But those are good quality fish for this place. That was probably a, I don't know, 2 1/4. Not quite putting on his weight yet. We've got conditions today that are not ideal. Bluebird, we are just starting probably turnover. The water's murky, which I actually don't mind. That's one, I like throwing a topwater bait. Anytime you've got a little color on these super clear lakes. This lake has generally got 10-12 foot of visibility. Right now it's probably half that, and a topwater bait is a good way to get those fish to commit, because they don't get the good look at it like they normally do. And you know, we're probably right around 60, maybe 59 degrees, which for northern strain, it's southern strain, I mean, that's fine for topwater. A lot of people don't want to throw topwater as soon as the water starts cooling off, but it really is I mean, these fish will hit it all the way down into the, I've caught topwater fish in 40-degree water. It just, the conditions got to be right for it. God, they want it fast. Not even a big one, but oh, there's another one. Where did you go? Where did you go? There was a bigger one with him. I mean, I really can't reel it any faster and still potentially be working it. And that fish has got it just down there. That's a good one. Oh no. God dang. There's another one. That first one was a big one. So one of the things I do like to do with topwater baits, if I can, especially when I'm working them fast like this, is cast from shallow to deep. And the reason for that is if there's a fish sitting off that lip and they see that bait fish come into the shallow side, that's a better opportunity for them to feed, because as soon as that bait fish gets up on the shallow side, they just have less room to get away from that fish. So I'm basically burning it, as you can see, and then I'm just stopping it right when I get to that lip. That last one was like a 3-pounder. That was a really nice fish, especially for this lake. And it's just a matter of just burning it. But because I'm bringing it up on the lip, I feel like it provides the bass with a better feeding opportunity. Just a little tip I like to do. Just slapping at it. These smallmouth, they just keep coming up and slashing. That's a big one. Oh, it's a big smallmouth. You can see him under it. He's still right on it. Smallmouth. I don't think he's big. Oh, he's not terrible. Little keeper. Again, smallmouth coming up and slapping at it. A lot smaller than the last one. That last one was a nice one. Come here. Well, guys, they definitely want it fast today. I feel like we've for sure figured out the retrieve. I'm a big fan of this Driftwalker 110. It reminds me a lot of like a Lucky Craft gunfish. You know, you can work it and keep it in place, and at the same time you can burn it like we're burning and make it skitter across the surface. Really cool bait. I'm very impressed. This is going to be one that I continue to work into my arsenal. It's amazing how the fish went from not showing any interest or coming up lazily at the fish to, like, I mean, I'm burning as fast as I can and they're coming up out of nowhere. I mean, they're coming out about a 14-15 foot of water. I like it. I like it a lot. Anyways, it's getting really windy out. I'm hoping the audio is not too bad. But I think I'm just going to call it with that because the wind keeps picking up. The bite is getting better. I don't know if that's because I've figured out the retrieve or what, but I mean, we're getting consistent bites and action and followers now. But I think you've gotten the point. I think you've seen how a little bit of a retrieve change really has made a big difference. And thanks for watching, guys. Tune in for another one tomorrow. If you enjoyed today's episode, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and stay tuned. New one coming out tomorrow.